Does your divorce agreement include pension interest? Are you aware of the timelines for claiming? Hi, I'm Simon Dippenaar and I'm a family attorney. This is the last of 3 talks on pension sharing. In the first talk, I explained what pension interest means, what funds are eligible, and the role of the matrimonial regime in determining pension interest. In the second talk, I explained why the wording of the divorce order is so important when it comes to pension interest. Now, in this final installment, I'm going to explain the timelines that apply to the process. There are strict timelines legislated by the Pension Funds Act when it comes to paying out the non-member spouse's pension interest or transferring it to an eligible fund, depending on which option they have chosen. Now, when the court's order has been submitted to the fund has about 45 days to ask the non-member spouse whether they want to withdraw the money from the fund or transfer it to another retirement fund. When the non-member spouse receives this notification from the retirement fund, they've got 120 days to inform the fund in writing of their preference. If they choose to withdraw the amount they are entitled to, they must provide the fund with details of where the payment should be made. If they instead want the funds to be transferred to another retirement fund, they must provide details of that fund. Having received instructions from the non-member spouse, the fund has 60 days to pay or transfer the funds according to their wishes. If the non-member spouse does not indicate their preference, the default position is that the fund must pay the money directly to the non-member spouse within 30 days of the expiry of the 120-day period. Now, this is a lot to keep track of, and while the deadlines are fairly generous, missing them carries serious consequences. Managing this process is complex at the best of times, and divorce is hardly the best of times. The non-member spouse, who may be a woman who was financially dependent on her husband and is now adjusting to a post-divorce budget, as well as the emotional fallout of the divorce and life on her own, may struggle to cope with the administrative burden of the pension interest claim. It's always a good idea to seek advice from the attorney who is handling the divorce or an independent financial advisor before making final decisions about pension splitting. This area of financial planning is technical, and you need an expert in pension fund, tax, and divorce legislation to help you work out what's best for your circumstances. If you have any questions about pension interest or any other aspect of divorce financial planning, please give me a call on the number in the signature below.